We saw you. You were hanging outside of a jet plane, and a jet engine is about to suck you into the fire and fury.
Right.
An amazing scene, and I'm learning that some of this was for real. You were actually falling through space. Tell us about that sequence.
Well, I think that when you have an exciting scene like this and you see it written in a script, I think the first thing that you have to do is figure out how you're going to shoot it.
Because you don't panic first?
Almost. Believe me, you say, well, this is the greatest action sequence that I've ever seen, but now how do we do it? And now you try to take it apart with the stunt department, with the visual effects department, the special effects department, the director, and everyone involved in doing a scene like this. You take it apart and you figure out what scene is humanly passable, what scene would be dangerous to shoot and it could really be fatal, and what scene has to be done through computer-generated means, and on and on and on. And I ended up having to do a lot of those stunts myself because the number one, it is better when you do it because you don't have to cut as many times during the scene. But second of all, what makes it important is that the audience today is so sophisticated that they know when you cheat. You see, because they have so many of this behind-the-scenes footage out there now, the making of this movie, the behind-the-scenes with people explaining, the visual effects department explaining what they do, what the actor does and all this. So now a guy like me really has to step up to the plate and really does do a lot of those kind of stunts.
But this place is quite a burden on you, doesn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, falling out of this plane and doing those high falls, falling 100 feet down backwards and going through those flames and all this stuff, it's very, very hard work. Working with those alligators was extremely dangerous and was very hard work and all this. But then when you see the movie together, and like yesterday we all went to that screening together, and to see it out there and to see the reaction of the audience
Applause.
And really getting off on those scenes, then you know that, okay, it was all worthwhile. And I think that we have another great summer hit, you know.
Has the director or producer ever had to tell you no? You wanted to do it, but they said no.
Many times in this movie, it happened many times. We had arguments. We never had arguments over anything creatively. We always went sync on that. But when it came to who should do this stunt, if the stunt guy would be standing next to me, dressed up to do the stunt, and I said, no, I think I can do this. Put me in a harness, and I do the free fall. I can do this stuff. I think it is safe enough. No, we can't do that. We have already programmed it for the other guy. So we have those arguments sometimes. And many times I got my way, and sometimes they got their way and they didn't let me do it.
Where I'm going with this is that so much of your involvement with physical fitness and with exercise, you have to tell people, be careful about your body. But here you are in a business where sometimes you put extremes, you put risks onto your body. It's almost like you're not following your own instructions.
Well, I'm not. I mean, the thing is that when it comes to health and fitness, I can do all the teaching about it, whatever I want. But in any case, that does not mean always that you should live like a vegetable. I think you should still go out and take risks. And it's natural that if you ski, like I do sometimes downhill skiing and all this, where you go 70, 80 miles an hour, that if you crash, you have a serious problem. And I think that if you do stunts, that if something goes wrong, you have a serious problem. So it doesn't mean that I should stay at home and not do those things. It's just that I can still live fit and healthy, but if something goes wrong, you still have your injuries.
Now, we're here, of course, to talk about Eraser. Very quickly, you are a person who erases lives, if you would explain that?
Well, I think what interested me in that story was just simply the whole world of federal witness protection program, where the elite witnesses, the high visibility witnesses for the government, their identity gets erased in order to protect the future, so the people that they are testifying against are not coming after them. So this is this whole world of witness protection program that the general public knows very little about. There's very little written about it. So this script deals very heavily with that and with the whole conspiracy of what happens when you have the Justice Department, try to protect the witnesses, and when you're in the federal marshals, like I'm one of the elite federal marshals, and you have at the same time the Department of Defense have a conspiracy going on with the arms dealers and with the arms manufacturers where they want to kill some of your witnesses. So that conspiracy and intrigue that's going on makes it really to a spicy and hot story with a great kind of excitement and great action and all this.
But for heaven's sake, don't fall out of any more airplanes for a while.
Oh, no, don't worry about it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in Eraser. I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5. We're here in Los Angeles.